Everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be my March book haul, which technically I posted one in the beginning of the month, but it was for like January, February, and then the beginning of March. This is now for the end of March. I didn't buy that many. It's going to be small-ish book haul. I didn't have time to go to my library sale because of midterms, so I was almost a bit more reasonable than usual. So it's going to be fairly short, but not really. I have a 2-box to open from BookOutlet. I did purchase a few more things, and yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with the first box from BookOutlet. So these are 3 books that I've heard a lot of people mention that they were really good, that they loved, but that I don't know much about. It's usually the case with a lot of books that I buy because people mention them, say they're good, and I'm like, okay then, I'm interested. So I had mentioned a few times that I'm not super into romance, and a lot of people were saying that this has a romance, but it's very not cheesy romantic. We shall see if I feel the same. But it's All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. So I realized afterward that my camera cut me off, and it's a screenshot of me being not impressed. I'm gonna quickly let you know what this book is about. So it's basically a very dark story about childhood family abuse. You're following her, I believe, over like 15 years. So there's quite a bit of things that are pretty uncomfortable in there. And yeah, it includes somewhat of a love story, but I believe it's with an older man. So that's all I know. I'm going to be reading it. The next book is The Lab Girl by Hope Jaron. This is a nonfiction book. I've been saying so many times that I want to read more, so I keep buying some, and eventually I'll get to it and just start reading them. This is a memoir about the author. She is a scientist. She is about more environment, nature, so this is basically the story of her life. So I am interested in reading it. The reviews were really good, so why not? And last in that book, this book has been mentioned so many times. It's like historical fiction, literary fiction. A lot of people were saying that they loved it, and I have been really curious to read it for myself, and I have to say that cover is really, really pretty. I know it's like political field in the US and stuff, so I don't know much, let's be real. I also should mention these books that I have here before opening the other one. One of the books is an essay because it is a really short book. There is like 50 pages. And it is, whoops, this one. This is We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And this book is incredibly tiny. And I know you can totally just watch a TED Talk on YouTube. I have done so, but I wanted to own it and I wanted to actually read it. It's a very important subject. I've been wanting to read more of her books. I did purchase one in my last haul, so I will be doing so, but I really wanted to read this one and just own it. The next book has been recommended to me so many times. I've been mentioning that I have read, well, now I've read one book from Stephen King, and I own a couple now, but I need to just, you know, start reading them. But this one was probably the one that people recommended to me the most, so I decided I was going to pick it up and read it, and it is this one. This is Salem's Lot by Stephen King, and it looks so small. Like, it looks like it's gonna be, what, 300 pages? But there's 650 pages. The pages are so thin. So it's very deceitful. Like, it looks like it's gonna be a quick read, but it's not, so I'm still totally intimidated. A lot of people were saying that this is their favorite book from him, that it's dark, it's super interesting, and every time I talk about it, I always don't know if is it vampire or witches? I don't want to know. Don't answer me. I'm pretty sure that's probably a spoiler because it's not even in the back of the book, but I've been wanting to read more of his book. Everyone says that this is one of his best, so yes, will happen. Speaking of nonfiction memoir books, I have heard so many great reviews about this one, and I have been wanting to read it for myself, and it is In Order to Live: A North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom by Yumi Park, and this is basically her story escaping North Korea, and I have heard, like I said, amazing reviews about it. And oh, there's actually pictures in the middle, which, who doesn't like picture books? So yeah, I'm really excited to read about it. It's definitely a serious subject, but her story will be for sure very interesting. And I got this cover. This one is the paperback. I think it looks probably better than the other one. I don't know, the hardcover, sometimes it's so hard whenever the cover is different depending on the art cover or the paperback. Do you choose because of the cover or just because you prefer paperback or art cover? What do you do? Because sometimes I get just the version I prefer the cover of because, you know, it is blue and there's yellow on it, so. The last book that isn't part of the next unboxing is this one. This is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness, and I have heard so many great reviews about it, and I know that you're following the main character and her sister has been killed, I believe, and then she wants to kill someone, she has killed someone. Things happen, there's kind of a mystery in there. It is a YA contemporary, which it's been so hit and miss for me. Sometimes I absolutely love them, like I'll Give You the Sun. Love that one, but then there's a bunch that I just really couldn't stand, but apparently this one is really, really good. It's also a very serious book because there's some serious subject like rape, so warning if it's something you're sensitive about. But it's also, I believe some people were saying that it was funny, so we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited. This is a fairly recent book too, so I want to try and get to it as soon as possible. Next box, again by BookOutlet. There's 4 books in here. The first one, I have been accumulating, I feel like, all the books I can find that are like post-apocalyptic because I like them. That's just something I'm really into, and I know I'm going to start reading them and then not want to stop, and those are all books I'm basically interested in. And this one, I have seen the movie, but again, I've heard so many people say that the movie, completely different, and it's been long enough that I'm not interested again. Do you do that too? I feel like when I see a movie, I can't read the book right away. I need to wait, otherwise it's just, I can't. But I can read the book and right away see the movie. Yeah. I Am Legend by Richard, is it Matheson? I have obviously, like I said, seen the movie, zombies, apocalypse, I'm into it. And this one is fairly short, there's like 300 pages, and it is like the mass paperback, so that should be a fairly quick read, and I've been dying to read it. I didn't even know it was a book, actually. When I saw it, I was like, what? Like, mind blown, so, oh yeah. This book won, is it the Goodreads award for like the best horror book last year, so obviously I have been into, I feel like it can be really hard to find really good like thriller, horror, mystery books. I feel like sometimes they very often are just like repeat of other things and I'm just not into it. So if you have like the best you've ever read recommendation, please give me some, because I'm like getting ready for the fall, like just hoarding books so I will have enough to choose from whenever I just get into that mood, like end of summer, beginning of like fall. So one of them will be this one. This is The Fireman by Joe Hill. Basically all I know is that it's an horror book. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, I did hear about it. So basically like people start burning. It's like kind of a disease that people like catch, I think, and like they just start burning, which yeah, of course. So that will happen. I feel like I didn't know much about any of these books today, but I'm sorry. That's just how it happens. Sometimes you just find books, you hear good reviews, and you're like, yep, just give them all to me. This one is another fairly new book. This is The Mothers by Britt Bennett, and again, don't know too much. I believe it's about like love, friendship, relationship, mothers, so it is much shorter than I thought it was, actually. There's like not even 300 pages, so yeah, and I do like the cover. But again, something that I've seen a lot of people reading that they did seem to like. Why not? Last book, it would not be a book haul without a few fantasy. Like, have you seen this? There's like barely any. What is wrong with me today? So, the last book is this one. This is Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan. I have never read any of his books. I have been wanting to just hoard them all and then read them. I believe this is his newest series. Now that I said that, I'm gonna realize that it's not. Yes, because this one was published in 2016. So, whew. So yeah, one of his newest series. I haven't read the other ones. Do you think I need to read the other ones before? I don't know, but I just saw it for cheap. I decided to grab it. So that's, guys, those are all the books that I have bought this month. I'm sure next month I'll have a really good one because I'm gonna go to library sale, so I'm gonna get all the cheap books I can, and it's also gonna be my birthday, so again, I'm gonna get some gift cards, I'm gonna spend gift cards. Just how it goes. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. What books have you purchased this month? Because I always like to just share. What do you buy, guys? Do you buy more fantasy, sci-fi, contemporary? What do you like the most? Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.